jungle operations with the French Foreign Legion. Now, where am I talking about? I'm talking about French Guiana, or in French, Guyane Francais. The French Foreign Legion does rotations there. What's the mission set? Well, it's deep jungle operations, security for legal gold mining activities, and also interdiction of illegal gold mining activities, as well as drug trafficking. And it's usually in contingent with the French gendarmes. It's like a French police. So, a little history of French Guiana and a little geography. A lot of people don't know where it is, or that France even has territory in South America, but they do. French Guiana is just north of Brazil and just east of Suriname. It's right between. It's in the northeast corner of South America. They work on the euro. The first recorded time that French touched down there was in the early 1500s, long time ago, but French didn't establish a permanent colony there until the mid-1600s. It was for sugarcane plantations, things like that. In the 1850s or mid-1800s, it became a penal colony. Anybody who was a career criminal in France, they were over it. So they started shipping people out to French Guiana, and the rule was you could serve your term and then you'd just be let out of jail and be set free in French Guiana. And they wanted people to colonize the place. It ended up being a absolute nightmare shit show because people couldn't live off the land, and they pretty much were living hand to mouth until they died a pretty horrible death. So that's a little bit of the history. Now, what's going on there now? And what were the jungle operations like? Well, you get in there and you break off. You're in your companies, and then you're in your groups. Guys are breaking off, moving around, they're moving the pieces. You do a little initial jungle training, because getting down there, I didn't have much jungle operation training. I mean, even in the SEAL teams, we weren't doing, at least my platoon, we weren't doing jungle operations. So it was new to me. And I was looking forward to it. The jungle always called to me. And I ended up really liking the jungle. But it's tough, no doubt about it. So the groups are breaking up, and the sections are breaking up. That's how the Foreign Legion is. It's broken down by section. It's like 3 groups of 8 guys about. Those sections about 20, 30 dudes total, with leadership and everybody. So they move us around. There's different outposts deep in the jungle. They sent us to a place on the Suriname border, French Guiana Suriname border, and that was like an 8-hour boat ride on those little river boats. I mean, hopping off and pushing them over rocks and doing the whole thing, carrying all the gear. It was substantial to this little post, and that's where we stayed for months. And we would roll patrols out of varying times, a few days to even a few weeks. And the jungle's no joke. The Amazon is no joke. You got to be really aware of your water. You have to be really aware of animals, insects, your surroundings, your gear. It's serious. Things can get really serious very fast. If the navigation in the jungle is like nothing I had ever experienced before. If you can lose a guy, lose your whole group with just a couple meters in between you. It's that dense. You're carrying a machete and you're hacking your way through the jungle, like real talk. We were bathing in the rivers, just washing our clothes in the rivers. We'd fill our water bottles in the rivers, all brown water. We would bring water purification tablets, or if it rained, we'd collect the rainwater. And you know what? I never felt healthier in my life. I thrived on that natural water, those minerals, minus the chlorine, obviously, but the rainwater and all that stuff was fine for me. We're eating MREs, Sometimes we'd get some shipments into our little camp, nothing, all canned goods, and we cook for ourselves in this little outpost kind of self-made kitchen. We're sleeping in cots, in tents, and bathing in the river. That's how it was going down. Now, let's get in a little bit about these interdictions. What do these look like? And what's actually the situation on the ground in the jungle in French Guiana? It is prolific, the amount of illegal gold mining going down, and there's a lot of gold there. So I know why France has their little piggies there. It's strategic and it's also financial. It's as most things are. But they have a lot of Brazilians coming up across the border and from all over, illegally gold mining, and it tears up the rainforest. They're putting chemicals in, mercury and all that stuff, and it's to separate the gold, to separate the minerals so they can actually get the gold out. And I mean, not just little pits, huge 100-meter lakes filled with mercury in the middle of the jungle. These guys are geniuses at getting this equipment in. Huge diesel engines that they're packing in, walking in, ATVing in deep jungle. It's serious. And we'd patrol around, and when we'd go on patrols, we'd hit one every other day. Seriously. What are we doing? We're diving in, well, me, the former Navy SEAL, diving in the fucking mercury lakes, pulling out their pipes, pulling out the diesel engines, and blowing them up, smashing them up with sledgehammers, because we're carrying a lot of shit too. We're carrying sledgehammers, we're carrying demo, we're doing lots of shit. And if the gold mine was big enough and the operation was kind of big enough, we'd blow the shit out of it. We'd bring so much demolition, we'd blow that whole motherfucker up. It was hard, because you're sleeping in the jungle also. You're sleeping in a hammock. I slept pretty well in the hammocks, honestly. But you're tired. You're humping a lot of weight, a lot of gear, just in general, and you're walking a long fucking way every day and sweating. You cannot drink enough water fast enough. You're as fast as you're sweating and you're drinking, you're losing it. You're never in a state of homeostasis or an osmotic state. You are always dehydrated. And that was the flow. And we did that for months. And we'd come back to our little camp and we'd have 24-hour securities, because we also had a mission set where we were controlling the flow of traffic in the boats along the rivers. So for certain, we checked the identification on the boats and all that. The police, the gender arms did most of that. We were just kind of holding post with a gun on the river on our downtime, and that's 24 hours a day, the whole time. French Guiana, jungle operations. At the end of this video, I have a little recording that I did when I was laying in my hammock one night, so you can hear what the jungle sounds like at night. I think you'll enjoy it. So when this video times out, and before my little Cav Corp logo, you're gonna hear, turn the volume up, and you're gonna hear what the jungle sounds like at night. Howler monkeys, and God knows what else. The French call it l'enfer vert, green hell. And it, at times, is exactly that. Beautiful side, though. Something remarkable about the jungle. How much life is there. It's constantly moving. It's an organism. Biggest organism in the world, possibly. The Amazon jungle. I'm grateful for my time being in the jungle. It was an experience that I'll never forget. In the jungle with the French Foreign Legion. Something I had always wanted to do. When I got in the Foreign Legion, I wanted to ask for the jungle regiment, because there is a permanent jungle regiment down the Troisième Ray, the 3rd Foreign Infantry Regiment, which is permanently stationed down in French Guiana. But it wasn't available to me at the time. It was closed. They had too many guys or whatever. So If you're interested in the French Orleans, the jungle is an interesting place. It is tough. It's no joke. It is unforgiving. It's real deal, Holyfield type operations down there. But I think the experience is well worth it. Now, I want you to listen to the sounds of the jungle. Be smart out here.